So whenever you're ready.
I'm ready when you lot are.
Ready.
Alright.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Hola. Some more. Por favor. Do we start now? Can I start now or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
Whenever you're ready.
History repeats itself in more ways than one by Friendly to Flower. Chapter 5, Bidding Farewell. Two little bandits burst out from the saloon doors holding money bags, one of them a human and the other a fox monster. Just as they were running away from the saloon, a helpless foxwoman ran out of the saloon with a panicked look on her face.
Someone help! Those two bandits stole my hair ribbon.
She said, her long orange hair flowing behind her. Just as the two bandits were about to escape, the feisty five made their appearance, blocking the exit of the town. North Star slowly approached the two of them menacingly, tilting down his cowboy hat as he smirked.
Now, just where do you two little bandits think you're going? No one steals from this town's citizens on our watch.
Yeah, stealing is a very bad thing to do. I'd never even think of doing it.
Mooch said, clearly being terrible at lying. Ace rolled his eyes as he pulled out his magic cards.
Yeah, right. That's definitely the truth.
Ori unsheathed her blade before pointing it at them.
Hand over your stolen goods and we'll let you two off easy. Let's not make things ugly now.
Clover had a devilish smile as he pulled out his revolver from his holster.
Like we'll just give you all these precious valuables. Not a chance.
If you so-called heroes won't move, then we'll make you move.
Konako said, summoning her magic staff. Ed pumped his large fists together, preparing for battle.
Right it is then. You have your work cut out for you now.
North Star chuckled as he pulled out his own revolver.
Alright, if you two don't want to surrender, then the Feisty Five will serve you both some sweet justice.
That's when Clover and Konako engaged the Feisty Five in battle. Despite it being a 5v2, it was a rather close fight, both sides managing to get good hits in. Both Ed and Mooch were down, unable to continue fighting, leaving North Star, Moray, and Ace to deal with the two bandits. Konako jumped towards Moray, swinging her staff at them, but Moray blocked her attack just in time before using their strength to push the Kitsune back. At the same time, Clover shot a bullet at Ace, but he used a magic card to deflect the bullet back at Clover, knocking him into Konako. Once the two of them fell over, Northstar took this opportunity to pull out his lasso and tie them up, the rope wrapped around the two of them, the two bandits struggling to break free of their leather confines. Northstar panted as he approached the two of them.
I'll admit, you two little thieves weren't easy to deal with. But the might of the Feisty Five always prevailed, and justice is served once again.
Sober reached down and picked up her hair ribbon before tying it back into her hair.
I've got to admit, you guys put on a pretty convincing act there. Yeah, it was the most fun I've had in a while for sure.
Uncle said with an excited grin. Clover looked like he had a lot of fun as well.
Have to agree with you there. Though we could use some help getting untied here.
Alright, fine. I'll free you two little devious outlaws.
Arlo said as he went over to untie them from his lasso. Mooch got up from the ground, seeming a bit dazed.
I gotta admit, you two were pretty tough, even if we were just acting. Yeah, I'm sure you two will make more than fine deputies one day.
Moray said as they sheathed their blade. Starlo smiled down at the two of them after untying them.
Alright, you two did amazing today. And thanks for joining us, Clover. Me and the rest of the Feisty Five will never forget you.
Ah, shucks, don't mention it. I had a great time with y'all today.
Clover responded as he winked at them. Sorba sighed before walking up behind him.
So, Clover, Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are. I haven't forgotten, don't worry.
Clover responded, adjusting his cowboy hat as he got up on his feet.
I'm ready too, Mom.
Suruba looked a bit nervous, knowing Kaneko can't come with them. She hesitated before speaking, nervously glancing at Clover.
Actually, Kaneko, I think it's better if you stay here in the Wild East while I bring Clover to New Home myself. The steamworks might be abandoned, but it can still be dangerous there. So, if you want to say goodbye to Clover, you should do it now.
Kaneko's shoulders slumped a bit in disappointment.
Oh, alright, I guess that's fair.
She slowly approached her human friend with a sheepish smile.
I guess this is goodbye then, huh?
Clover slowly nodded as he grinned back at her, knowing he was going to miss her a lot.
Sure is, it seems. I'm gonna miss you, Kaneko. Even though we just met yesterday, you've been a great friend.
Then Kaneko mustered up her courage and hugged him tightly.
I'm gonna miss you even more. Thanks again for everything you did for me yesterday. I'll never forget you as long as I live.
It's no problem.
Although,
And that's what cowboys do, after all. I'll never forget you either.
Ed tipped his hat down slightly. Wait, no, fuck. It was a misinput, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Clover replied, hugging her back. Kaneko looked down, her ears dropping slightly. She forced a smile, but the ache in her chest was hard to ignore. Ed tipped his hat down slightly.
I'm gonna cry.
Robo stood up after hugging her daughter.
so, you guys are fine with watching over Kaneko until I get back?
Yeah, of course we'll watch her.
Ace said, giving a slight nod as he smiled. Starlo tipped his hat at Soroba with a confident smile on his face.
Oh, shoot. Mrs. Starlin?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Don't you worry. Kaneko's in safe hands. And good luck on getting Clover home. We all already miss him.
Well then, we'd best be heading off. Come on, Clover.
Soroba said as she began heading to the town's exit. Clover began following her as he waved back at the others.
Goodbye, guys. Thanks for everything.
He locked eyes with Kaneko one last time before turning around and followed Soroba out of the town. For some reason, it took a lot of willpower to say goodbye to her. He'd only just met her yesterday, but felt like she'd been his friend for months. Still, he couldn't be selfish. There were 5 children out there that had to be saved. And that's what he was going to do. As Soroba led Clover out of the Wild East, she glanced back down at him, noting a pensive expression on his face.
Are you alright, Clover?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just really gonna miss them all, you know?
Clover responded as he walked with her. Soroba sighed, knowing that he likely wouldn't see the others again, especially because of what she was planning to do.
I'm sure they'll all miss you as well, but at least you'll finally go home soon.
Soroba's eyes twitched a bit, hating the fact that she's lying for her teeth right now.
Yeah.
Clover hadn't told Soroba about his real mission. She didn't need to know, though. All he had to do was get to Asgore and save the 5 children from them, no matter what it takes. Eventually, the 2 of them reached a small corn farm with a tiny house by the entrance.
This is where Star's family lives. They own this corn farm here. This is actually pretty much where I get all my corn from.
Soroba explained as they walked past it. Clover looked intrigued.
So Starla used to be a farmer then?
Well, he still is sometimes, but he usually spends a lot more time now being a cowboy, hanging out at the Wild East with his posse. He's doing what he enjoys, so I can't fault him for it. Though it takes quite a lot of convincing from his family to get him to come back and do farm work.
After they walked past the farm, Clover and Sober approached what looked like a circular metal door.
Here's the entrance to the steamworks. I brought some of my husband's codes with me, so I should be able to unlock this door by using one of those.
Sober said as she approached the panel while holding her notes. After trying a few of the combinations she had, she finally got the right one and the metal door slowly opened.
Looks like that was the one. Let's head on in, Clover.
Finally, I could really use some shade.
Clover replied as he walked inside with her. His eyes adjusted to the sudden darkness as he followed Sober down the hallways.
I'm trying to keep up, Clover. We don't have all day. My voice is clearly tired.
Yes, Sober, your voice is really fucking tired. Get some coffee. Clover sped up while trying to keep up with Soroba, who was surprisingly fast. Soon enough, they reached what looked like a large engine room with a giant machine in the middle. Soroba walked up to the machine and looked at the several buttons in front of her.
Looks like we'll have to turn on this machine if we want to progress. Maybe Chujin's notes here have a solution for this? Wait just a moment while I figure this out, Clover.
As Soroba got busy trying to figure out how to turn on the machine, Clover began exploring outside the engine room. He stumbled back. I cannot read. He stumbled into a smaller room with a few glass containers holding a strange pink liquid that were attached to the wall. There was also a red reel beneath them.
Seems like another puzzle.
Clover said as he approached the wheel and began turning it. Seems like he had to make all the glass containers have the correct amount of that pink liquid inside of them. Even then, I might be illiterate. I might actually be illiterate.
Oh no.
Even so, he had no idea what he was doing, so he just kept turning the wheel randomly until he got it. Once all of them were aligned, he heard a metallic noise coming from another room, so he left to go investigate. So Clover locked. Clover walked up to Soroba, who was still busy trying to turn on the machine.
Any progress?
Not quite. I think I'm getting somewhere though. Just hang tight a bit longer, okay?
Soroba said, trying to hide her frustration. He walked past her into the room across from the other room that he was just in, and walked over a metallic bridge before entering a similar room with a few more glass containers holding that pink Kool-Aid. Clover sighed before he went up to the red wheel and once again used the tried and true strategy of winging it till you ding it. If that made any sense. Once the puzzle was finally solved, he heard a large metallic door opening from the other room. Clover walked back into the engine room to see the large door behind the machine was opened. Walking through it, he entered a narrow pathway where he saw a bright golden save point at a small crossroad. Once he approached it, Flowey popped out of the ground with a relieved smile.
Phew, it's about time I can talk to you again. I'm glad you followed through on your word and continued towards your destination, even if you will be stuck with that fox lady there for a while. Still, just know I'm proud of you, buddy.
Flowey said, winking at Clover.
Thanks. Don't worry, I'll get there. No matter what it takes.
That's what I like to hear, and of course, I'll save for you as always.
Clover, level 1, Steamworks. File saved. As Flowey sank back into the ground, Clover took the left pathway first. He walked into what looked like a laundry room. The laundry machine was being covered in a strange white plant-like matter. Feeling this was a dead end, Clover turned back around to take the other pathway. After walking past a few large lockers, he crossed over a long metal bridge before reaching some kind of lever. Clover carefully pulled it down before hearing the entire facility come to life. Much of the area began glowing a bright, hot pink, and meanwhile the machine Clover was working on finally powered on to her surprise. As Clover walked back, he heard Sorbo call out to him.
Hey, Clover, come here for a moment. I think I just figured it out.
Once he made it back to the engine room, he saw her standing in front of the malfunctioning machine.
I was trying a few different things when it just powered on all of a sudden, so I guess I did something right. Where were you this whole time, anyway?
Clover had a confident smirk on his face as he glanced at the machine. Sorbo seemed to take the hint.
Oh, you. I didn't actually do anything, did I?
Then she sighed as she put away her notes.
Well, you're clearly better at this than I am. How about you lead the way for now, Clover?
Clover tipped his hat, smiling up at the Flockswoman.
No problem. Let's head out.
The two of them walked forward onto the narrow pathway and took the road straight ahead of them, leading into the main entrance of the steamworks. They stepped out into a massive room where most of the area was covered in the same pink liquid, with a few narrow pathways and such to navigate through. Clover looked down into the familiar pink liquid before speaking out.
So, is Steamworks a power plant or a Pepto-Bismol factory?
What factory? No, it used to be the main source of power for the underground. At least until the core was built.
Sorbo responded as they walked along the metallic path. Clover and Sorbo walked past the giant sign. Clover and Sorbo walked past the giant side that read Steamworks before soon approaching a large staircase. Once they reached the top, Sorbo nervously looked down but quickly backed away.
Okay, we're really high up.
She said, trembling a little.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're afraid of heights.
Clover said with a teasing smile. Sorbo rolled her eyes, trying to keep her cool.
Oh, please. I'm not afraid of heights or all things. Grow up, will you, child?
Nah. Clover chuckled as the two of them walked along a metal hallway. As they went forward, Clover spotted something moving in the corner of his eye. He looked to the right to see what it was, but it was gone before he could get a good look at it. Clover looked down at him.
Something wrong, Clover?
Oh, no, I just thought I saw something for a second. Anyhow, let's just keep going.
Clover responded as the two of them entered a large and imposing building. As they walked through the dark hallway, Sorbo saw what looked like a few awards hanging up the wall. She looked through them before her eyes landed on a certain award that read, You tried in engineering, Shujin Ketsunake.
I didn't know my husband got an award. I'm so proud of him.
Sorbo said as Clover looked at her confused. I'd be confused too. You tried as absolutely crazy. Just hang it up. Sorbo was smiling, but inside she was fuming.
You tried? You tried? My husband put his all into his work, did everything he could to make this hellhole a better place to live in, and this is how they repay him? I can't believe this. How could they disrespect him this much? I suppose I understand now why he quit his job working at this terrible place.
Come on, Sorbo, let's keep going.
Shut up,
Clover said,
child, I'm
snapping.
busy fuming.
Damn. Alright. Keep on fuming. I'll keep on reading. Clover said, snapping Sorbo out of it. She continued following him down the hallway, that cruel joke and reward still fresh in her mind. Honestly, he deserves it. He deserves everything that came to him. He was ass.
Yeah.
How are you gonna die to your own experiment after gaining ABCs in psychology and chemistry?
Psychology.
Engineering, 'cause fuck.
He's
Jeez,
not
rub it
me.
in, why don't ya?
Thanks, I will.
Yeah.
You should think it up. This is all just so unfair, she thought. They could just tarnish her husband's legacy like this. That's why she had to do this, to fulfill his mission. To finally show everyone the dumbass man she married. The brilliant man her husband was.
Nah, he's a dumbass.
Excellent.
Alright, enough reading. I'm done.
Yeah.
Good.
Peace.
I should sleep.
Yeah, my stomach still feels like shit, so I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah, good night.
To do the same thing.
Yeah.
It is 3:30 a.m. I should sleep.
Let me stop recording.
Bye, nuke the